something. Yeah, let's highlight that, I think. End is. Let's have a little look. Alright, so we've got one. And lector rod. I think we're Greek and Latin. Get end there as well, actually. End is. End is PPI. I am. That is interesting. Sydney. Sydneyum. Which is the same as Sydney. 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 That is strange. Right. Let's hide that for now. And that hits right on the halfway again. Same with that. Alright, so we've got the there's only a couple of lines on that front piece, you know, and by chance the prominent lines just happen to be 128 and 4/7 degrees. It's yeah. Oh, look. That's strange. An I with a dot instead of a 1. So we've got like an italic instead of a number. Or a dot when you shouldn't have dots. Yeah, that kind of makes sense because we're missing dots here. Dot, 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 dot. No dot. That's interesting as well. Dot, dot, dot. 2 dots. Hmm. See, it's just trying to figure out what is actually going on with the book. Once you get the start, you just need to try to go through as much as possible and figure out what's going on or what's not going on. If I just get an upside down letter here, 732. That's strange. I'm going to need to start translating some German to see if anything here corresponds with that upside down. G. I can't even tell what most of these letters are. That's the thing with the old Gothic German. It's like, is that an O? Ob Nostwaldik? Oh, I've got no idea. I'll need to try to get a text to this for the website or something. Right, okay. Let's go back to the end. LS. LS. It's nothing to do with Sydney. Daniel Mogling. What would LS be? Is that something like a postscript or something? I would need to check some other old German books. RTT, C, G, F, H, S, I don't think it's anything to do with the end. So I'm still a bit concerned that the centre kind of misses everything. Apart from, if you were to inherit that as end, I really don't know. End is a polypi pi. End is pi. Something with that italic I has got me. So there's not many lines on the front of this to actually use, but it just so happens that all the prominent lines, yet again, make this heptagon. Half. It's interesting for sure, especially this here in the corner. I'll need to make note of this. With the Cupid and the heart, that comes off of Daniel Mogling's front page pretty much, of the Pandora Sextia Tetis. Or is it the Mirror of Wisdom? I never knew that was actually in the corner. I'll need to keep in mind of that. Yeah, it's... There's these background swords, but the foreground seems to be... And what is... There's nothing else really here that stands out to me in the front, unless I'm missing something. Nothing that really stands out at all. Apart from that italic I is the date. Something else struck me as well. Obviously, if it's drawn my mind to the date, you come and check the book, we have 1630 as the front cover, but the insert front cover, it's 29, 1500, 1600, 1610, 20, 29. So maybe that's a possible error. Yeah, this has just piqued my interest. Yeah, it's just a matter of trying to figure out what's the next kind of step. We've got the seven-sided on the front. Yeah, for sure, it's definitely there. Considering you don't have many lines to go by, you've only pretty much got the 1, 2, and the 3, and they just so happen to like form the same as it does in the other Daniel Mogling's works. But I must admit, I'm a little bit stumped. I would need to spend a good bit of time on this, I think. First of all, taking in which ones have got the full stop. Like this full stops at the end, some don't. Full stop. Maybe there's something down that route. Just what's putting me off is the kind of gothic typesetting. It's quite tough to understand sometimes. 17's the first page number when we don't have a dot. Now, obviously, my mind would be thinking R, 17 being the letter R in the alphabet. But that's not a good chain of thought because obviously we're going to run out of letters in the alphabet before we run out of page numbers. What is this at the end here? This one's missing the dot on 29. Verstand. Schliefter? Verstand? Result. Is this supposed to be like a dash for an extension or what? Or are these full? Don't look like full stops. Is this supposed to be like a hyphen or something to like show the rest of the words continued on the other? Let's have a look. Vor. Yeah, I think that's what that is. That's the same as like a hyphen because the words split. All right. So 17 and 29 is the first two. So obviously that takes us out beyond like the alphabet. The 17 and 29, so that's 9, that's 12 after. H-I-K. I think I'm going to have to get myself a translated copy. Yeah. There's possibly something going on in here. What I would like to try to do is, yeah, Tried to get this this one 7-3 something, wasn't it? That was upside down. Yeah, 7-3-2. The three's upside down, so I would like to get this page translated. Now that's strange as well here, because exaggerate, I've never seen it change the typesetting for only half the word. Exaggerate, U-N-G, wrong. Exaggerate, or is that wrong? Ah, German's useless. Oh, hi, bud. I never have seen that message there. I'm in the zone. What's that? It could maybe Lightsats, meaning guiding principle. Hmm. Sorry, I never seen your message pop up, mate. Yeah, I'm really interested in this page. 732. Could be something special with that being upside down. But when you come to the first page, let's see if that I with the italic I is not actually an I. Let's have a look. That was just 630. Yeah, interesting stuff. And this is let's say Daniel Mogling's Arcadia. This is like basically, like I've mentioned how in Daniel Mogling there was like hidden English words or a hidden English word that wasn't picked up on in the translations. And here, obviously, we know Daniel Mogling translated Philip Sidney's English version of Arcadia into German. So we know he spoke English or understood English very well. And you know what I mean? I've had things like this kind of buried away for a while, and I wanted to just to come back because obviously there's a chance I'll be back doing another interview on Real, and I just wanted to clear up some things. But again, the the heptagon fits. You know, it's like precise. I mean, how many times am I going to get this to fit in places where there's a story to tell, kind of thing? The dotted I in the date almost looks like a J. Yeah, yeah, yep, yep. It's just, it's as if it's using the same typesetting for the writing, you know, that kind of gothic one, instead of like the other letters, the 6, 3, and the 0. They seem to be from a different typesetting, which is quite strange. See, sometimes it takes me like a good while to figure out what's going on. You know, it's not doesn't come to me straight away. I'm just alerted that there's a possibility that something's kicking off here. But I don't see an answer on the front page. You know, I don't see anything more apart from these two lines that highlight the half portions of the heptagon. You know, so it just, out of all the straight lines in the page, they all miraculously seem to come together to make this seven-sided thing again. Uh, yeah, I think I'll need to get it translated. That's my next step. I'll go online. I'll probably be able to get the translation for the website where I actually got the first edition from. Because obviously now I'm looking for like a written kind of instruction that ties in with the missing dots or the upside down letter, something like that, that allows me to take it a step further. Uh, That's about it. It's about as far as I can go with this today. Definitely there though, without a doubt. I'm no manipulating the lines, but I will say if you look down here, as the stick comes out the other end, it's not exact. You know what I mean? As the stick comes out the other end, there is a little bit of a discrepancy right at the bottom. You can see it. But as in keeping in line with the main, it is pretty good. I mean, it is what it is. uh, I'm just trying to get back into the swing of things a little bit. I'm feeling better on that now, mate, and thought I'd give it a try. But I'm really thinking about that being like end is, but that's what Sydney would say, and there's a kind of different typesetting used right at the end for this little LS part. Sydneyum, that's obviously into the Latin now, isn't it? Yeah, we're back to the Latin instead of the German. Okay, I'll translate that as well. Verba flores. Verba flores elegantius. Hmm. Strange. That means it might be a Latin LS we should look. Oh, it could be. I wonder what like postscript or something is in the Latin. I've never seen the LS used. You know, I've never seen that at the end. Like, or maybe I've just never noticed it before. Ah, got you, buddy. That's exactly. There we go. That's it. From Wiki LS. Yeah, Habis Lector. Hasaj. HFG. That's CT. Hmm. There was another error I came across. Let me see. Is this it here? Not that. Yeah. Here. 788. Should be a 9. But you know, sometimes errors might happen. You know, like actual errors. You know, not every error has to be a problem. But there's something hiding in this book. It's just a matter of spending the time on it. It's a little bit harder for me to work on, just because some of the letters are so hard to like. For me, my brain kind of wanders a little bit. Let's have a look at 345. Page 345. I should have marked something before. 346. 345. Ah, page 345 just happens to have 3, 4, 5. An alignment 3, 4, 5, while 6 and 7 is out of alignment. Ah, let's try that. Let's have a little look. Whatever. See if they are. Yeah, the 6 and the 7 comes out of alignment. That's strange. 345 on page 345. But that's got a dot. I would be more impressed if that was one of the examples that didn't have the full stop. What's this from it? No, that is true. But the letter instead of a 1 in the date would be a weird. It would be a weird mistake. It would be a weird mistake. Greenman kinda looks like Buddha. Oh, it's Thunder Bay. What Green Man? Thunder Bay? Are you talking about like the Green Man from Publications, or like a Green Man in general? Maybe. I'm not too sure. Buddha. Yeah, it's all very interesting stuff. But that's definitely there. You know, there's no doubt. We've got the angles, we've got the lines, same as before. The old seven-sided heptagon fits. And the things that backs it up for me is the additional lines coming into the halfway points. These are like the additional signs for me that basically lets us know. Found on apples around the world. Oh, right, okay, right, I got you. I was kind of, because the Trail of the Green Man that we deal with here, Thunder is actually, let me see if I got a kind of example for you here. Let me see. Let me minimize this and this. Let me see if I've got a Green Man I can show you. Ah, yeah. This might be a bit long-winded, but this is like the Green Men we kind of use here. These are all the different ones that's kind of been collected. This is what when I talk about like a Green Man, this is what we are talking about. Using publications from about 1572 right up until about, I think, 1680 something's the last one. If you want to count, we've got a lot more modern as well, maybe about 1870, 1890, but that's the Green Man from the publications that we are basically talking about. Uh, the Green Man could obviously be associated with Pan because it's got the horns, and Pan being associated with Arcadia. It's just so many little connections that you can get lost in it. But yeah, with two rings on the mustache. That's where this all kind of began from. Uh, and certain like publications, the Rose and Cross, the Rosicrucian manifestos have got a Green Man with the two rings on the mustache, and Daniel Mogling has got the Green Man with two rings on the mustache. And from there, we went looking and we managed to uncover about 400 examples, and we were able to put them onto a spreadsheet, and now we're putting them onto a database, and we're able to tell that certain Green Men were printed at the same time, and that would only mean that certain people or certain printers have connections, and we can tell they were printed at the same time because some have got errors and those errors are repeated, and that's how we go about it. And the reason I'm looking at Arcadia for Daniel Mogling is, obviously Daniel Mogling is I would say a Rosicrucian and had several publications talking about the Rosy Cross. And here we have Arcadia, which seems to be a big et in Arcadia ego in Arcadia, I am, seems to be a theme that seems to be recurring quite a lot. And it's just a coincidence that Daniel Mogling translated Philip Sidney's Arcadia. It's all very coincident. But yeah, to be honest, I'm actually kind of at a loss to go any further from here. I really need to get a translation of these pages before I can go any further. But I'm quite confident that what we've got is the same structure as we've seen before. The seven-sided tomb laid out in the manifestos. What they ask us to basically go and look for. But again, it's early days. Now I wonder, right, okay. So another way of thinking at things is maybe we're still looking for the tomb of Brother Io. Like in the manifestos, it tells us we have to go and look for this tomb of Brother Io. And it describes a tomb as being seven-sided. Now, when I look here, that I, generally when we lay these tombs out, or seven-sided, we manage to basically get IO from it somewhere, or the next step. And I'm just wondering if that is the I, because it's changed it to a letter instead of a numeral. And if that's a letter, perhaps that's a letter. The O there on the right, leaving us with one number, 63. So obviously my little spider senses would say go and check page, have a little look at 63, but it should pop out to you straight away if you're on the right track. It should, something there should be quite blatant. But it's quite hard for me right now because I need to translate it, you know. The translating wouldn't only put me off, it's just I really struggle to pick up in this like Gothic script that it uses, the typesetting. I really struggle sometimes. But I don't, nothing pops out to me that like corresponds to what I just said there. I-O. Nothing jumps out of the screen. Order. Yeah, that's just the hyphen again. Yeah, I see that's what these were hyphens. You know, it's like because of the rest of the word is that air? Erst Mahis. Erst Mahis, is that one word? ERST. That was my first initial thought, that these are like the hyphens to split a word. But there I see Erst. Or is it Erst Mahis? Possibly being one word. We can see. See, these are the things you need to go through in a checklist, my friend, and basically think, right, and because I just can't, the translation straight off the bat, it would pop out at you if you were kind of right or wrong. Maybe just to split the words correctly at the end of the lines. Yeah, or it could be, maybe that is an A. That would be a B, that would be a B. You know, something along those lines, if it was some kind of like the biliterary cipher for bacon, but I don't think so. These do look like just split words. Yeah, I'll need to spend a bit of time on it. Nothing's jumping out at me. We've got that upside down letter 3, which is actually in my mind, you know. What's that way down here? There was another one sec, that had 2 dots on the page. Let's see if I can find it. Probably going to pop up here somewhere. No, not that. Not that. Not that. Let's zoom out. There we go, this one. I was just kind of seeing if I could see anything, basically. We've got these two dots here. Again, so I would need to go and find another publication and see if those two dots are present in other publications, other first editions. So we've got these two dots, we've got that upside down 3, and we've got certain sentences at the top that have got a full stop and some do not. That's the 3 things that stand out to me right now, but the only thing is I can't tell like if there's any written errors because I'm just not fluent in German. You know how I'd go about things in the English, I would find some blatant errors. There I can't match one to the other. I can't make the next step. It's quite frustrating. What? Nobody says it was easy. But it's good to be back practicing. I just thought, you know what, I'm just going to turn that on. I'm going to spend a little bit of time and just try to get it. What about Thunder Bay? Is this something that you've been looking into before? Uh, like kind of codes or anything like that? Or is this just randomly? Uh, oh, Phillip Sydney, eh? I don't even know. What's that? Is this wrapping its beak closed? Ah, is that right? That's a strange one, isn't it? It's like it's it's bit it. It's actually bit this worm, but the worm's then wrapped itself round its beak. That's weird. I've never seen that from a type like a printer's mark. That's the first time I've actually paid attention and noticed that as a printer's mark. Pytas. Mm. Oh well, I think that's me for now. I'll probably have to spend a bit of time in. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I can just go straight to the website for this. The website is just the usual, the MDZ. The is that Bayern? Yeah, the library. That's where I got this from. And there is a dot. And is there? Oh, how did I never even noticed that. I never noticed that, mate. I never noticed that big dot. Yeah, it's quite significant, isn't it? Uh, dot, dot. Right, let's try something here. Let's try something. Yeah, again, we would need to go and get another version. Just want to join the two up. Large dot there. Uh, yeah, that doesn't really tie into much. See, at this kind of stage of things, you just need to try to get things and try it all out, see what you get. But I'm quite happy how it went. You know, it's just another possible seven-sided tomb on another important publication that just so happens to share so many so many links to what we're talking about here. Uh, so blatant as well, really. Mm. Well, anyway, I hope you enjoyed. It's not exactly the most exciting of things, but you know, it is what it is. Right. Oh, I don't even know how you end the stream. Ah, there we go. Thanks for joining us, and let's see where it goes. Thanks a lot.